Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here, and it's Monday, and we're doing a Monday memory from 5 years ago today when the Raptors had their first ever NBA championship parade. It was actually a very, very huge event, and in some ways, it was marred by some events that happened at it, but people don't understand that this literally was the biggest gathering in the history of Canada, in the whole entire history of Canada. Seriously. I mean, I don't know about way, way back with the natives that lived on this land already, the Aboriginals, if they had a huge, almost 2 million people gathering like this. I don't think many cities in Canada have enough people to put 2 million people together downtown all of a sudden like that. I'm just saying, nobody says this. And part of this is the hockey establishment not wanting to admit that basketball is huge in Toronto and in Canada. And they've downplayed this achievement the whole time. Nobody says this, but they should because it's the truth. It is the truth. Now, I did research on this yesterday and I looked around a little bit, and there were a few events that could kind of rival the number of that championship parade. You know, Pride does get a lot of people out in the street this month of June. There are sometimes at the Pride parade about 1 million people at it. You know, there was the World Youth Day when the Pope came to Toronto in like the early 2000s, and tons of young people converged on Toronto wearing red backpacks and walking all around and stuff like that. But really, the estimated crowd at the biggest crowd that they had for that was like only a couple 100,000. Now, there's also the big concert that they had at Downsview Park with the Rolling Stones, AC/DC, Justin Timberlake, and other artists in support of SARS support for what happened here in Toronto. And that was a pretty sizable crowd, too. I mean, we could go down the list. How many people can get in Skydome? You know, some people would say, well, if the Leafs had a championship parade, it would be 10 times bigger than the Raptors one. Well, you won't find out because the Leafs ain't never been there since the 60s. And there wasn't enough people in downtown Toronto at that time to rival a crowd like what happened with the Raptors in 2019. So I'm going to say this, even if it may be in the record book somewhere, but nobody's shouting it out from the rooftops or the mountaintops like I'm going to today. The Toronto Raptors NBA championship parade in 2019 is the largest peaceful gathering of Canadians on Canadian soil in the history of this country. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say that. It's because, you know, Bob McCown ain't going to say it on his radio show in the morning. No, they ain't going to say it on TSN or Sportsnet because they are a hockey establishment and they don't want put on blast. Basketball made the biggest crowd come out to celebrate like that for that parade. We speculate whether that parade is the biggest parade in NBA history. Now, there's been good parades down south. Don't get me wrong. The Lakers have had some pretty huge parades in LA. There's baseball teams that have had huge parades. Like apparently the Boston Red Sox, when they won their last World Series, their parade was supposedly 4 million people at it. You know, the Cubs, when they finally won, they went crazy in Chicago. And they came out in the streets pretty crazy. But, you know, for our country in Canada, I won't say North America, but I'll say in our country of Canada, that championship parade was the largest gathering of Canadians outside in that kind of way. And, you know, listen, some people try to downplay it and say, oh, they lied about how big it was. No, that's bullshit. I was in the middle of it. And I saw some people were saying, oh, it's the same people. They just followed the parade all the way up. No, that's bullshit because everybody lined up along that whole entire route and waited. And there was no room anywhere all the way from the stage that they've ended the parade at all the way to the Princess of Wales gates down at the exhibition. You tell me, because there may have been some people at the beginning of the parade, once the parade went by, that they started following it coming up. But that whole parade line was absolutely full of people. There was no room to budge. And I know because I was in the middle of it and I saw it from my own two eyes. I was one of those 2 million people almost. I mean, they speculate the number. Some people said 4 million, 3 million, 2 million, 1 million. I don't care. Toronto police think it was about 1.8 million. That's actually their estimate from when they were down there for that. You know, there was a couple of tragedies that happened that day, of course. There was a shooting near Nathan Phillips Square. And yeah, our own Granny Evelyn was caught up in the skirmish of it. She got trampled and actually got injured at the championship parade. because of the scariness of the guns firing off in that one place. And then, of course, we heard later that a baby had died at the parade down near Front Street also. The mother was not being responsible and taking care of the child properly and left it out in the sun too long. And the baby died from dehydration. And that's sad. But overall, if you think about it, having that many people all down there in a peaceful gathering, no problems. And also, when we celebrated that night when we won the championship, there were no arrests. Maybe there was a tarnished bus or a police car, but overall, there were no arrests and people were pretty good in our celebrations up here. No murders or riots or looting, stuff like that. Just people out in the streets partying hard and getting loud and celebrating the Raptors winning the Larry O'Brien. But yeah, this is something that gets downplayed. And I think this is very much on purpose. I think that crowd scared the hell out of a lot of people. Yeah, it did. And they didn't want to put it on blast any further than they had to. But I'm going to, and I'm going to continue to for the rest of my life, because I know that was the biggest gathering of Canadians ever in the history of Canada. I don't care. You can go tell me Berry Fest. You can go tell me, oh, no, Lex. No, we had this thing out in Aurelia one time. And there were, bullshit, motherfucker. You did not get almost 2 million people at your event, no matter where you are. You are lying. So I'll stand on this hill and say that 5 years ago in downtown Toronto, on this day, the most people of Canadian nationality in Canada assembled and went down there. All the kids went hooky. The teachers didn't even try. They were like, we can't do anything. It's almost the end of the summer anyway, end of the school year in summer anyway. Let's just let them go. Just let them go. People were at work and they weren't even trying to keep people at work. Oh, no, this may never happen again. We need to get you down there. So you better get down there. People that were working in the office buildings should be counted also because they were in the windows. You're going to be all the people down the street. There were people in the windows of all the buildings along the lines of it, and they were at work and they were watching the parade too. So, I will argue this point and tell people every single day, the biggest gathering of Canadians was at the NBA championship parade for the Raptors in 2019. It's just the facts. And they don't put that on blast enough. They really should. They really should. But hockey gets scared when they hear that kind of stuff. They get real scared. Yeah. It'd be interesting if the Leafs won a Stanley Cup in the years to come. And they're all saying, oh, we win, it'll be even bigger. I don't think that's true, y'all. I don't think that's true. It may be true in some cases, yeah. But I don't know if it would be as crazy big as this. Some Leaf fans are like, no, Lex, you're crazy. Of course the Leafs parade would be bigger than the Raptors parade. I don't think that's true. And there's a couple reasons why. Because the Leafs' popularity is weird at this point. Sure, the diehards that have been waiting for this their whole entire life, yeah, they might get out there. But some of them may be too old to get out there. Seriously. The Raptors have a young fan base. And the youngsters are coming up and they're coming in supporting just like that championship parade. So I don't know. I don't know what would happen when the Leafs won. I don't know if I'll ever find out. I wish maybe I could. It'd be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. Same thing with Blue Jays. The Blue Jays won now. People could tell me about what happened in 93 and 94. I wasn't here. I was living in Florida. But what was the size of your crowd for that parade? I don't think it was the same as this one. I haven't seen no pictures of Blue Jays World Series parades that look like that one from 5 years ago today. No, I haven't seen pictures of anything from Blue Jays parades that look anything like what we see in the picture of the cover photo for this particular stream today. No, I don't see it. Anyway, that was my spiel on this. In some ways, we can recall it. We can tell our own personal anecdotes about our experience at the championship parade. That's fine. I want to do all that. It's a Monday memory. So let's remember June the 17th, 2019. An amazing day in downtown Toronto. A beautiful hot day that had a beautiful flyover. And then boom, Marc Gasol hanging off the edge of a bus, drunk off his ass. Yeah, good times. That's right. Trevor J, I see the message from Amit. I've noted it, Amit. I hate to hear that. Maybe we'll have to change the time for tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe what I'll do is, Amit, I'll do this. I'll start the stream at 9:30. I'll do a half hour of pre-stuff, and then we'll start the trivia at 10 a.m. How about that? Just for you, so you can try and come in there and stop Fiercey. Because I want to make it competitive. That's the whole thing. I want you guys to have a chance. I helped Fiercey last week by putting it at 9 because she had a meeting. Well, you have a basketball game. We're going to make it 10 a.m. tomorrow when I'll actually start the questions. So if you can do your best to try and get to somewhere after 10 a.m. after your game, well, maybe you will be able to play a little bit and stop her from overtaking you in the chat in the lead. So we'll have to see. Trevor J is here this morning. Good morning, Raptors family. Blessings for the new week. May your week ahead be filled with blessings of good health, strength, friendship, kindness, compassion, and love. May God bless you and yours. There you go. Thank you, Trevor J. Appreciate you. Keep you safe. Appreciate you so much, Commissioner Fun, Trevor J., and your words of wisdom and your blessings this morning. Yes, it's the start of a new week. And yeah, let's get off on the right foot. Let's raptorize our day, like Nab Bhatia would say, and let's get things done the right way, the Raptor way. That's right. All right, let's see. We're going to do the classic card real quick because Commissioner J's here. I only have 3 cards in my hand. So it's going to be one of these 3 cards that I'm holding right here. I'm just kind of shuffling them around like this. I'm not even getting the box because there's really only 3 cards left in this box. So let's see who we get today. All right, this one's going to be a toughie. We're going to see how you guys do with this. All right, full name. Please don't put in the last name. Don't put in the first name. Put in his full name because I won't know who you're talking about. You could give me the name Brown, and it could mean so many different players in the history of the NBA. You could give me the name Jason, and I would be like, what the hell do you mean, Jason? Jason? What? That doesn't tell me anything. There's a lot of people that were named Jason in the history of the NBA. So don't half-ass me. That's what I'm saying. All right, here we go. Is Smooth Brown Man here? All right, yeah, I see him. All right, here we go. This is the card for today. This is a little tough. Just so y'all know, this is a little tough. It's obviously a Kings player. It's obvious a Kings player. Maybe I'll show you guys the back real quick. Let's see the back. That guy right there. Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? Smooth Brown Man. Anybody else? LaSalle Thompson. That's an interesting guess, Amit. That is not right. This man is a little bit skinnier than the tank, LaSalle Thompson. He was a really big guy, LaSalle. Played for the Pacers. Let's see. Anthony Bonner. No, look at that picture right there. This is a little tough. Yeah, you're guessing today. All right, Amit. I like that. I appreciate that. I really do respect that. If we do get to a point, Amit, where this just drags on too much, just put us out of our misery and look it up. That's what I would say. You know, Amit, listen, I was a little hard on you about the research stuff. But if I'm floundering, like if the trivia is just not getting answered, you go ahead and just answer it. If it's like a minute or 2 and I'm just like, all right, just somebody answer it. You could be my safety valve. And I would not hate that. I would be good. Yeah. David's saying Connor Henry. I've never heard that name in my life, David, as far as a basketball player. Seymour said, I have no clue who that is. Lionel Simmons is a great guess. That is the closest guess so far. Smooth Brown Man knows the era. But that is not Lionel. Lionel was a small forward. This man is a center forward, power forward. Yeah, you want to see the front again. I know you do, Amit. I know you want to see the front again. I want to see if you guys can get it by his face. It is a really tough one. This is a really, really tough one. David's laughing. I love it. All right, let me see. All right, I'll show the front once again. Let's see. There we go. David got it. How did you do that, David? That is Dwayne Coswell. Wow, David. David, how did you do that? Seriously. That's crazy. David Saborin getting in there. Yeah, Dwayne Coswell. Yeah, that's a backup center for the Kings in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, really crazy. David Saborin flexing the cosmic card muscle today. Really, really crazy. David does not usually get cosmic cards, so this is very interesting that he got this one. Dwayne Coswell, yeah, he went to where did he go to? He was at Temple. He went to Temple, and this is his 2nd year card, so he's only a 2-year player here. Really, really interesting. Yeah, he was a good shot blocker. That's the one thing I remember. But he did have injury problems and stuff like that. So, yeah, good job, David. Very impressed. And Amit, I appreciate you. You could be the safety valve for trivia in the future. If everybody's floundering, then Amit will boom. Quick research, bam. He'll help me move the show along. Because in some ways, I don't want to stagnate. Because I could make something's too hard, and we're absolutely floundering on not getting anywhere. Then I'm like, all right, somebody just research it and get it. It's kind of like that. All right, David, you got it. Good job, David. Very cool to see. And yeah, Amit, I'm going to try and start the questions after 10 for you, all right? Tomorrow, because it's only fair. It's only fair. All right, let's see. Cowboys here. Good to see the Canadian Cowboy in the house. Good morning, Lex and the Raptor Freaks. It was at City Hall that day. Somehow me and my older sons got close to the front stage, but the Raptors took forever to reach. So I had to leave after about over an hour, but it was like a toaster over there with the hot weather and everybody too close together. It was chaos, but what a great day. Yeah, my day that day, I tried to be near the stage at first too, but it was so jam-packed in Nathan Phillips Square, and it's just too crazy. And I got overwhelmed there too. So we ended up going to like the corner of Queen and University, and we were kind of standing in that intersection right in the middle near Osgood's subway station. And we were standing there, and then like there's so many people coming in. There are people coming up and getting on top of the lampposts and the signs on the fences, that corner at Osgood, at Queen and University, where they have that fence around that really nice old place. Yeah, people were up on that fence. It was crazy. And people were sharing water. I saw people that were maybe feeling a little bit of heat stroke, and people were actually being really kind to each other and looking out for each other. There was one point where somebody did get heat stroke, and they helped emergency people kind of get them out of the middle of the people. Now, whenever I'm in that kind of situation where I'm in a sea of humanity, where there's a lot of people around me, I always have an exit plan. This is actually a good life strategy, just in case. If you ever find yourself in a big crowd, look for the closest place to get out of there where there's not as many people, like the quick exit out. Go that direction. Yeah, you don't want to get caught in a trample. There are tragedies in the world with sports and trampling people, especially over in UK and other places around football, where people get pushed up and there's really sad things happen. These things happen at concerts too. So, the crowd that size is like its own animal. And for law enforcement and safety people, it's a nightmare because there's so many different things that could go wrong or happen in a really, really bad way. So the whole time there's a crowd assembled like this, police are really edgy and they're kind of like, I just hope nothing happens. And they're ready to try and be heroes and help people in any kind of way. So, yeah, it's a scary, risky situation to have that many people assembled all at once in a place like that. But man, we did really good. It's Toronto. It's Canada. We're good people. We're a community. We love each other. We're multicultural. We're diverse. And we all take care of each other and look out. I bet when Evelyn got trampled a little bit during that incident at Nathan Phillips Square, well, somebody was probably there to help her. So yeah, I ended up getting shifted down from Queen and University all the way down to like Richmond and University, and that's where I ended up watching the parade when it finally came through, because it was just kind of getting crazier and crazier near City Hall, and everybody was kind of shifting down University a little bit just to make more room for people. I mean, people were coming up out of the subway like crazy, just into the big crowd, right? Come right up out of Osgood and right into the crowd. People walking from everywhere and coming right on downtown. It was amazing. And Cowboy, we were there. And we can say we were there, Walter Cronkite. That's right. Monique is here, the greatest super fan of the Toronto Raptors ever. That's Monique Lawrence. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Happy anniversary to the best parade that will ever exist. That is a lofty comment, but I won't disagree with it. Monique. I'm with you. I'd like to see a second one that's double the size for the Raptors when they get their second Larry O'Brien. But, who knows? Maybe the first one is always the best because you really, really feel that amazingness of the first time. But who knows? Maybe the second one could be even better, Mo. Who knows? I'm going to speak that into existence. Also, Monique is saying, by the way, happy 25th birthday, Emmanuel Quickly. That's right. We just had RJ's birthday last Friday. Well, it's Emmanuel's birthday today, guys. Seriously, it's Emmanuel Quickly's birthday. So let's go ahead and do the Instagram stories real quick because it is around that a little bit. Emmanuel seems to be back in North America. He has posted something driving around downtown somewhere. I could say it's either Miami. It does not look like Toronto. It probably is Miami. He's back in the States from his trip in Milan. So, yeah, he's cruising around listening to gospel music. He's got a nice little collage of pictures of him when he was younger. There's a really cute picture of him with his dad yesterday on Father's Day when he was a little kid. And, man, the Father's Day pictures yesterday were awesome. We're going to review some of them right now. But, yeah, Emmanuel's got some really cool pictures of different times in his life coming up. There he is with his sister as a really, really young child. And then, boom, more pictures of just him and his basketball career and playing for different teams as he came up. Yeah, it's awesome. There he is doing a TikTok with his sister. She's got good rhythm. So does IQ. And apparently IQ keeps saying Grady needs to work on his rhythm. So for TikTok stuff, Grady may have that goofy white boy off rhythm. IQ, you just might have to utilize it. Sometimes in music, having that off rhythm can be really good, my guy. So maybe Grady can be utilized for his quirky off rhythm in TikTok. I don't hate it. Embrace it. Maybe you could utilize it and make a really cool TikTok. Just a little quirky. Yeah. Also, Emmanuel's getting a happy birthday from Kevin Kongu, a good friend of his. I'm going to guess maybe from childhood or from playing basketball with him at some point. So, yeah, very, very huge, big, happy 25th birthday to Emmanuel Quickly.
point guard of the Toronto Raptors. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing the barbecue era this year coming up. Emmanuel, you're a restricted free agent. We trust in Masai. We know you're going to be back. DeMar DeRozan has got DR DeRozan on blast right now, and she's staring right at me through the Instagram stories, and I can hear her voice, actually, even though her mouth is quiet. Yeah, DR, we have a love-hate relationship with you. In some ways, DR, I respect your game. I want to say that. And in some ways, I can't hate you because you are one of the GOAT's daughters. And in some ways, I totally respect what you did for your dad. I love, and you know what? We deserve that payback. I just hope that DR DeRozan, we can be even at this point. I know we did your dad dirty when we traded him to San Antonio like that. And then also, yeah, you did us dirty by screaming at every free throw in our playing game against the Bulls that day in Toronto and messing up Fred VanVleet, OG, and Scotty and all them at the free throw line. Yeah, Scotty told me he could hear you. And yeah, it is what it is. DR, can we be even now? It's so crazy that we've got even with a 10-year-old girl at this point. In some ways, it's such an imposing picture. Like, she don't take no mess, is what I'm seeing from DR DeRozan's picture on DeMar DeRozan's Instagram stories right now. She don't take no mess. There's a younger daughter there in the car. She seems nicer. And there's little Frank. I love seeing little Frank, DeMar's son. Yeah, Frank is awesome. We love little Frankie. So it's cool to see. He has a mean mug going, little Frankie. So check out DeMar's Instagram story. It says Father's Day, and he's showing his kids off, and it's awesome. And, of course, he loves his dad, too, who passed away, Frankie DeRozan, that Frankie is named after. And there's the two girls there being happy and smiley. There we go. All right, let's see. Who else we got today? We got Mr. New York City putting his father on blast. Marquise Noel says, happy Father's Day to the man who laid the blueprint for me since a youngin'. Love you, Pops. Yeah, his dad's young, too. His dad's a cool guy. We saw him, of course, in that open gym segment when Marquise was coming to the Raptors. So really, really cool relationship between Marquise Noel and his father. Let's see. And he's saying, I think it's time for some new ink. So it looks like Marquise Noel may be getting a new tattoo very, very soon. I think Gary Trent Sr. went to Cirque du Soleil for Father's Day. It looks like he's at Cirque du Soleil. There's people like doing acrobatics on ropes and juggling and doing all kinds of crazy things, flipping around and stuff. So it does look like Gary Trent Sr. got to celebrate Father's Day by going to Cirque du Soleil somewhere. I don't know, juggling fire. Now he's cruising again. Once again, he's grooving. His kids are in the car with him. They're not impressed. And he's just kind of getting down the music with his nice cut beard. There you go. Legacy Scotty is putting Scotty on blast from this weekend from the Twitch on Saturday. Fresh Legacy Scotty content. And this is a clip that I actually didn't see because I got in there after this happened. Isaac told me about it, and I didn't hear it. But Scotty listed the things he's working on this summer, guys, on his Instagram. If you want to hear what he's saying, go to Legacy Scotty. It's a good follow. He's saying basically that he's really working on some mid-range moves. He's working on his pull-ups. He's working on all kinds of different stuff. He's extending his range outside. He just listed the whole grocery list of what Darko and the coaches and the Raptors want him to get better at this summer. And it's actually really eye-opening. I love that he said mid-range stuff. He also said something about he wants to bump. He wants to get good at bumping his opponent off to make a space for himself to make the shots. So he's working. If he does the way he did it last summer, if he works like he did last summer, and he comes back with a jump and improvement like he did last summer, he's going to be amazing this year, guys. I'm serious. And a lot of it is just Scotty putting the work in, getting the reps, and then really training his body. He's extending his range. He's working on his mid-range. There's a lot of good things he's doing right now. So if you want to know the exact list of what he's saying, you could go to Legacy Scotty, and they have the clip still. And it's very, very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Let's see what else is going on. Legacy Scotty has got another clip of Scotty going up and over Vucevic and jamming it on the Chicago Bulls center. I love it. Grady Dick celebrating his dad on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to Grady's dad, who a very important guy who's involved in the NIL. Yeah, let's see who else we got in the Instagram stories today. Let's see. Mohamedou Gay has got a picture of his father. And his father, when he's younger, looks like you can tell it's his dad. He looks just like him in the face. And then there's a picture of him with his dad when he was real little. I would say Mohamedou is a very cute little kid. Very, very cute little kid. Of course, Thad Young has got him and his young boys on blast. His for lifers, as he calls them, Thad Young and Taylor. really good young men. And I'm looking forward to Thad Young Jr. being the NBA one day. I know that's going to happen. Kelly Olynyk with the most wholesome of a Raptor father son picture. His dad wearing a Raptors shirt, old school, original Raptors logo from 90s Raptors when he worked for the Raptors. Because that's right, Kelly Olynyk's dad did work for the Raptors in the early expansion years, just so y'all know. And Kelly's wearing a Raptors shirt himself. And he looks like he's about 7 or 8 years old. So this is just a dream come true. Having Olynyk on the Raptors at this point is a dream come true for him. And it's a dream come true for Raptors fans that love having Canadians on their team. He's saying, Happy Father's Day to a dad that always saw the vision. Yeah, Kelly Olynyk's dad is a coach in basketball, and he's a very, very learned basketball kind of person himself. So, yeah, Kelly, that's a cool picture of you and your dad from when you were a kid. And I love the Raptors shirt, my guy. Yeah, the Raptors putting that on blast also with Kelly and his dad. And then also there's a really cool clip that the Raptors put out of Darko. I didn't see this clip until now, and it's Darko at the game grabbing his son Nico and bringing him Luca. I'm not sure what his son's name, but he's grabbing his son and bringing him to the back. It's such a touching moment, a father-son moment between Darko and his very young son. Very, very cool stuff. I like that. Let's see what else we got. There's Emmanuel Quickly, and I'm guessing this is for his birthday. They put a Emmanuel Quickly picture on there, putting him on blast for his birthday. I think that's pretty much it for the Instagram stories this morning, guys. But yeah, I love seeing all of the different Father's Day kind of stuff with the Raptors and stuff. There was a beautiful picture of Rowan Barrett Sr. and Rowan Barrett Jr. on the Raptors official admin. All that kind of stuff is awesome. So happy Father's Day to the Raptors and the Raptors fathers. How about that? There you go. There's your Instagram stories. Thank you, Mo, for bringing up IQ's birthday. There are more birthdays today. Let me just go over them real quick. There is one more birthday today. It is actually the birthday of Popeye Jones. Popeye Jones is now 54 today. Happy 54th birthday to assistant coach for the Denver Nuggets, former Raptor Popeye Jones. Ronald Popeye Jones. That's his real name. Ronald Jones. Happy birthday, Ronald Jones. 54. 54. That's right. All right, Cowboys here. It's Emmanuel's birthday. Right on. Another Gemini. Let's go, Raptors. And yes, Mo, that was the craziest parade ever. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was fun. It was long. It was hot. It was arduous, but it was well worth it. And everybody will remember that day. They will all remember that day. And the people, you can, like I said, there's so many people that were there. You can go and say, yeah, I was at the parade. Yeah, I was there too. Everyone's going to tell you they were there. They're going to be like, yeah, I went down there too. You'd be surprised. You'd be like, yeah, oh man, I had to go down there too. That's how we know there were a lot of people down there. You could be talking to it like, we went to the keg last night for Father's Day. And I'll bet the server, the guy who was serving us, he's like, yeah, I went to the parade too. I'll bet he did. Because I'm just saying, it's just how it is. There were a lot of people that went to that parade and were present at that parade. And we'll tell you that. I'm telling you. Cowboys saying, I'll never forget that day. I can't wait to go again this year. Let's go. That's right. Scotty can't wait either. He wants to get that Larry O'Brien back up here in Toronto and have another parade with him on the bus instead of Kawhi. That's right. I want to see that. I see our squad in your comment there, Cowboy. Yeah. Also, Lex, idiot. I didn't know if you scouted Bub Carrington. I know he's a point guard, but at 18 or 19 years old, I don't know. This kid is a high ceiling. I think he would learn lots from IQ and Darko. All right. You want me to go look at Carrington? All right. I can go do that. I told you I am not really interested in any guards, and I'm glad you're respecting that. But I will go look at this guy just out of respect for my good friend Bradley. So, yeah, all right, Carlton Khalil Bub Carrington III is 18 years old. He's from Baltimore, Maryland, which is actually kind of interesting because if you bring him in, he's going to have a real strong connection with Emmanuel, the birthday boy today, because he is from the Maryland area also. So that could be a very good mentorship kind of thing. 6'5", 190. I like that he's not a small point guard right now. He's only 18. So it could be very well that Carlton actually grows a couple of inches. Could end up being 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", somewhere in there. So that's pretty good. Let's see. He went to Pittsburgh, and he's the second cousin of Rudy Gay. Okay, so he's actually related to Rudy Gay. I don't know if that's a good thing, considering what Rudy Gay did recently and how he's kind of on the outs in Raptors Nation for being an idiot and saying some stuff about why would I want to be in Toronto. All right, let's go look at Carlton in YouTube just real quick. I'll look at the instant scout for the day. I've never watched this man play before, guys. So it's just how I do it, man. I don't watch college basketball. And when this comes around this season, I do instant scouts. and you guys come and bring me a name. I'll do one a day, and I'll go and look at a player, and I'll give you my assessment just on the fly. It's kind of like a music video reaction or something like that. It's like Sue's channel, Play It Again Sue, except it's basketball, and it's me reacting to a basketball prospect for the draft. All right, let's see. We got Pitt's Carlton Bub Carrington. This is his NBA draft tape I'm watching. It's only about a minute and a half. All right, I see he has really long limbs. I like how long his legs are. He has a weird shot. He puts his foot forward to shoot. He's one of those kind of shooters. I like his vision. There's a really nice lob. He had really good timing on it to his teammate. I like that. You know, in some ways, he's a great point guard project. I agree with you, Bradley, because he's got really good length. I can tell he's really quick. He's got some good passing. There's a nice three from outside with a taller defender on him. So there's actually some real promise here. Now, he would be a project probably because everybody's got to learn the NBA. And, in some ways, I don't want him to be our backup point guard plan for this year. But if he's a third point guard in our program coming up, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff. I just saw him do kind of he grabbed the opponent and kind of came around him and did a little shot in the lane. There's another great lob, just perfect timing with defenders in the area and just not letting them get to it. There's an interesting turnaround in the lane. He drove to the lane. He did a little pivot foot and turned around and made a shot. So he's good at making space. So I kind of like how he's making space. I like his long arms. I like his passing. He just did a really cool bounce pass around the defender. Yeah, he's got some fire. He's interesting. You know, I would say this: Juan Nunez and this guy, Carrington. These are the two kind of point guards that I would get. These are taller point guards that have good court vision still. Sometimes these taller point guards aren't the best passers, but these two guys are really good passers. So I'll give a thumbs up to Carrington. If we are going to go in that direction, he's somebody I wouldn't mind, but he's a project. He's somebody who will not be a solid NBA player probably for like 2 or 3 years into his career, if ever. That's the gamble. So we'll have to see. In some ways, he's got a slight frame. He's going to have to get more muscle for sure, too. But I like the length of his limbs, and he does seem like he's got really good eye for passing. So, yeah. All right, Cowboy. Thanks for bringing me Carlton Carrington today. Bub. Hey, Bub. What's up, Bub? Dana's here. Canadian Dana, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. That parade was crazy times. Yeah. All kinds of fun stuff. They wouldn't let Mark do a speech. Danny Green wouldn't let him. It's like, Mark, I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you have the microphone. It's so funny. Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy Monday. Wishing you a beautiful week ahead. Thank you, Fiercey. Thank you so much, MJ. I hope you have a great week also. Trevor J saying Jonas Valanciunas is going to miss an Olympic qualifying tournament in Puerto Rico due to NBA free agency. Oh, man, that sucks. That's interesting breaking news. Thank you, Trevor. I did not know this until you just told me. That's too bad. In some ways, you know what? I'm going to do something very interesting right now. I'm going to break down the qualifying tournaments and talk about who I think is going to make it to the Olympics in Paris. There are 4 qualifying tournaments that are going to start very soon, and Lithuania is involved in this. So is Cameroon and Pascal Siakam. And I'm going to look at the 4 groups, and I'm going to handicap and kind of tell you which teams I think have the best chances of making those last 4 spots to play at Paris. So let's go look at it real quick right now. Basically, we've got the first tournament is in Greece, and the teams that will be in Greece are Greece, Slovenia, Dominican Republic, Croatia, New Zealand, and Egypt. Now, I would say right now, New Zealand and Egypt are not going to go to Paris. We've seen them at FIBA, and they're just not on the same level as other teams. Now, Croatia is weird. Croatia, I'm not sure how good they are at this point. I know that Serbia is really good. I know Slovenia has Luka, but I'm not even really sure who's on Croatia that makes them really good. In some ways, I have more faith in the team led by Giannis, which is Greece, and Dominican, which has Karl Anthony Towns. So those 2 teams are kind of favorites, but also Luka with Slovenia. But we got to figure that Luka's in the finals right now. And this qualifying tournament could butt up with the finals and Luka Doncic playing the Celtics. And in some ways, I know Luka will probably show up and be there for Slovenia because honestly, that team ain't nothing without Luka Doncic. So in some ways, that is part of the key for that team in this group. I think Greece and Dominican are the favorites to get through, though. I know Luka played really good at FIBA World Cup, and he was one of the best players there. But if he's tired from doing these finals and he's coming into it, he may not be his best. And Giannis, And the Greece guys, and Giannis have been out the playoffs for a while now. He's rested. Cat, Timberwolves went out a little bit. So I think the two favorites in that group are Greece and Dominican, with Slovenia possibly. And Croatia is a mystery to me. Croatia is a mystery. The next tournament is in Riga, Latvia. And Latvia will be there. Philippines, Brazil, Montenegro, Cameroon, and Georgia. This is the group of death for this qualifier. These are all good teams in certain ways, and they have potential to be problems. I would say that people would just tell me, well, no, Lex, Cameroon, Georgia, and Philippines, they're not that good. No, bullshit. They have good players on those teams, like Jordan Clarkson playing for Philippines. They have some good players on Philippines. They may not have done so well at FIBA World Cup, but they're dangerous. They're dangerous. Brazil, always been a powerhouse in basketball for centuries, not centuries, decades. In Latvia, they have people. Well, I don't even know. They won't have Porzingis because Porzingis is with Boston, and he's going to be too tired to come and help Latvia. So Latvia may be suspect in this group. Then Montenegro, of course, Vucevic. Vucevic will be playing for them. He's dangerous, and he can actually win just on his own for them. Vucevic is that good. Pascal will be there with Cameroon, and that's a big deal. It'd be great if Koloko could be there, but he's not clear to play, and Joel's a turncoat. Georgia is a team that's underrated. They are big and tough, but they really don't have any names. So in this group, it's interesting. Classically, I would say it's Brazil for sure, and probably will be. Brazil may be the team, but I could say also, I mean, Latvia, I don't think Latvia will do this. I don't think it'll be Latvia. I don't think it'll be Philippines. It could possibly. Now, there is a route for Siakam to take Cameroon on his shoulders and win this group and get the qualifier for Cameroon to go to the Paris Olympics. In fact, I want this to happen. I want this for Siakam. I want this for Pascal. If Cameroon can get through this crazy group, and it's not easy, Brazil, Montenegro, Latvia, I'm telling you, if they can do it, it will be a huge achievement, and Pascal will be at the Olympics. So I'd love to see it. This group is tough. They're all pretty even teams. And I think people may underestimate Cameroon. It depends on how good the guys are around Siakam. Let's just put it that way. San Juan, Puerto Rico is the third qualifying tournament. They got Lithuania, Italy, Puerto Rico, Bahrain, Ivory Coast, and Mexico playing in Puerto Rico. The team favorite would be Lithuania. With Valanciunas is not going to be playing, as Trevor just said. Domantas Sabonis will be, though. So Sabonis should be there for Lithuania. Italy's done very well in the last year. They were not bad over at FIBA World Cup last summer. So they're a little dangerous. The other teams at the bottom, Bahrain, Ivory Coast, Mexico, forget about them. Puerto Rico, maybe, but not really. It's really likely that Lithuania is just going to win this group, even without Valanciunas. In some ways, Valanciunas not playing for them in this qualifier because of free agency. Well, maybe his free agency will get cleared up by the time the Olympics start. But who knows? Maybe Jonas is not going to be playing at all this summer for Lithuania. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think Lithuania is still the favorite to win that group. Italy, an outside chance. Puerto Rico, very slim chance. The last group is in Spain, and Spain is in this group. Lebanon, Bahamas, Poland, Finland, Angola. It's definitely Spain that's probably going to win this one. These other teams are slouches and not that good. I would say Finland may have the next best chance with Lauri Markkanen and the team that they have. But Spain's most likely to get that one. They want Spain to get it because the Olympics are in France. Spain is a powerhouse in FIBA basketball. And if Spain is not at the Olympics, something's weird about that. So in some way, Spain needs to earn their last spot to get in there. And they probably will. They gave them a kind of a crappy group. Lebanon, Bahamas, Poland, Finland, Angola. Nah, Finland may be the biggest threat to Spain, but I don't think they will. So, yeah, a little breakdown on the 4 Olympic qualifiers coming up very soon and how I kind of see who's going to get there. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Cowboys saying, also, I was thinking if Zach Edey ain't there at 19, I believe we don't draft a center, but get one draft undrafted like Aaron Bradshaw or Ryan Kalkbrenner. Both are 7 foot and can shoot the three. Your thoughts? I don't know those guys and their names. I would say if we're going to go undrafted and this guy falls all the way through, Scotty's friend, Jonathan Mogbo. Yeah. We have to see if Jonathan gets drafted. He could be our undrafted guy this year, like Champagnie and Ron Harper Jr. in the past. I could see Jonathan Mogbo, if he does not get drafted, he falls all the way through, Masai's going to put a flyer on him and maybe put a two-way on him and get him involved in the Raptors organization, partly just out of appreciation and favor for Scotty. So, and I don't think he's a bad pick because we've looked at Mogbo. He's got very strong, long arms. He's a good center prospect and project to possibly be on the Raptors long term, especially with his best friend, one of his best friends, Scotty Barnes, the franchise face. So, yeah. I mean, listen, I just want length. If it's not a center, I want somebody who's like Tyler Smith, who's got long arms, somebody like Ryan Dunn, who's got long arms. So if it's not going to be a center, I want somebody who's long arms still and has that wingspan that Bobby Webster used to covet in the last 5 years or so. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at there, Cowboy. Ahmet saying Bradshaw is staying in college, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure he committed to Ohio State. Okay, good information from Ahmet. Cowboy saying if the Leafs won, it wouldn't even be close to the Raptors parade. Yeah, I have no idea what it would look like because we have no idea. The Leafs have not won in like 60 years, 60, it's almost 60 years. Yeah. Trevor J's got Emmanuel Quickly's birthday, big day. He's got the music playing. He's got the basketball. He's got the president. IQ, we love you and happy birthday. Yeah. Fiercely saying I couldn't make it to the parade, but it was extremely emotional to watch. I don't know how to explain it, but I cried of joy. I'm so emotional. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of emotions around that time. And it was like a dream sequence. It wasn't totally, didn't feel real because it seemed so surreal, but it was awesome. And I cherish those moments to this day. And as an alcoholic, somebody who doesn't drink anymore, I really remember it now. If I was an alcoholic drinking at the time of the championship, I may not remember some of it. And I'm so glad that I was sober at that point in my life so that I could remember every memory of it. Because that was one of the problems with me when I was younger. I'd have really good things happen, but I don't remember them at all because I was drunk and I drank myself and didn't see or feel it or remember it. But I remember everything about the championship because I was sober by then. So thank God. Smooth saying Leafs winning a cup will be big, but nowhere close to the Raptors, though. Leafs fan base is not as diverse, man. Also, it's aging. It's aging. There's more likely that Leaf fans are older people these days. I mean, there are young fans, sure, but it's not on the same kind of level. The ratio of young Leaf fans to young Raptor fans is not the same. There's way more young people that are into the Raptors more diehard than the Leafs. And part of it is because the Leafs have had failure in some ways. In some ways, the sport is not as accessible. You know, there's all kinds of different reasons why. We've talked about them on this channel. But I don't know. It'd be very interesting to find out. In some ways, I would love to see the Leafs win just to see what would happen. I wouldn't be down there, though, myself. No, I would celebrate and be happy for Toronto and for the Maple Leafs finally doing it because classically, I am a Leafs fan. It's in my blood and my family. From my dad going to Maple Leaf Gardens when they were winning Stanley Cups in the 60s. But in some ways, I turned my back on them when I've seen how they treated the Raptors within MLSE. And I don't like the Leafs. My team is now the Winnipeg Jets. So let's see. Dana's saying it definitely wasn't as big as for the Jays. Wait, it definitely wasn't as big for the Jays? Okay, she's saying that the Jays, it may be at that time, because this is the other thing. Toronto's evolved as a sports city. You know, a lot of ways, people in the city of Toronto were kind of anti-sports. They're more like arts and culture and museums and music and stuff like that. Some people were just like, Toronto, we don't really want to be a sports culture city like American cities. Well, we changed that. The Raptors have changed that a lot. And even when the Blue Jays won in the 90s, Toronto wasn't as sports crazy at that time. Sure, they were very happy the Blue Jays won and repeated, but it was a different feel around the city about in general people about how they felt about sports. A lot of people were not sports fans that lived in the city, but I think more people, because of the feelings of the Raptors and the way that championship parade, some people was like, yeah, I'm not really into sports, but that was awesome what happened to the Raptors. It's that kind of thing. And there were a lot of casual people that didn't even watch the Raptors, bandwagon people that came to the parade just to be a part of something huge. And I don't get mad at that. Hey, come on in and make our numbers even huger. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right there. Yeah. David's saying population size of the city has something to do with that. You'd have to figure that out and calculate it percentage wise. Yeah. So, yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with this, David, that, that's part of the reason why that's the largest gathering in Canada, because how many more cities in the country actually have that amount of people in their city? Some of the major cities in Canada they only have like about 1 million people. Like what you think about Edmonton, Calgary, certain cities they're cities, but they may not even rival the population of that parade that we had here in Toronto. It's crazy. It is crazy. I'm saying, really, Lex? Thanks, Lex. That's much appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance. I'll try and start the questions at 10 a.m. So I'll do a half hour of lead up and all the regular stuff we do. and then we'll do the trivia at 10 a.m. just to give you a chance, Amit, to get in there and compete. Yeah, it's only right. Let's see. Bryce is saying, good morning, Lex and Rapid Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce Lawson, our Kentucky chapter president, holding it down in the USFA for us. And great. Kentucky Wildcat is turning 25 today. Happy birthday to Emmanuel Quickly. David's dapping, dap, 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 dap. Yeah. I love that y'all brought up LaSalle Thompson today. Anthony Bonner. No, not Anthony Bonner. Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, salute David for getting that crazy one of Dwayne Coswell. Dwayne Coswell, he really didn't get a name for himself really at all. Like, he was not that interesting or anything. He was very boring. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, he played in the NBA for a while. Let's see. Salute to David, St. David. And Amit saying, David, did you take the Amit method? Laugh out loud. Well, I don't think so. I don't know how David did that. It could be that, all right, this is what I'll speculate. It may be that his brother told him the answer. Seriously, because his brother knows a lot of these cards. And David, I don't know. I'm not saying that David didn't know it himself, but it could very well be that Peter was there. And Peter kind of told him, oh, I know that one. That's Dwayne Coswell. It could be that. You say, David saying, haha, no, I'm on my phone and I'm old. I can't do that as quickly as you. So I don't know how he did it. Who knows? And I'm saying, damn good job. He's respecting our trivia champion season 2, David Saborin. Let's see. And David's saying, and Amit, I invented the Amit method in 2023. Yeah, because he was a quick researcher in the season 2. That's part of the reason why G stopped playing. G won the first season, but in some ways he won it on this. And then when we started making it more research oriented, because the first season was stuff you didn't have to actually look up. If you knew it off the top of your head, you could answer it. And some of it was stat stuff. It was like who led the Raptors in steals this season, and, answers like that. But David in the second season, he figured out the pattern of classic Jurassic like you, and he was doing it very much the similar way as you were doing it this season, Amit. Yeah. Let's see. Cowboy saying, Sheriff, that water situation is straight BS. If they don't cancel the stampede, but expect Calgarians to save water, what the F? Yeah, that's messed up. Like, seriously, they're going to tell everybody to save their water, but they're still going to, I get it. Driver of economics. They got to have the money coming in. They got to have the people coming in from out of the city and the province to spend the money in Calgary for the stampede. They're going to put all the water over for these people, and these people may not care. They're just going to be wasteful. Meanwhile, people are just trying to live their everyday life and have water. Yeah, there's some ethics in this. There's some morals that aren't very Christian-like that are happening in Calgary in this kind of way. You should be taking care of your people, Calgary and Alberta province. That's right. Fiercely saying after 10 a.m. is good so far. Okay, she's crossing her fingers. She could have meetings. So in some ways, that I want to coordinate it where we get that sweet spot where both our top level players this season can be present. That's right. Amit's saying, I saw 3 guys have seizures at the parade. Yikes. That's scary. I don't like hearing that. Seizures are scary. It's no good when your brain takes over and you can't control what's happening. Trust me. I know it's not it's not something that's very fun. So yeah, I hate hearing that. No, I hate hearing when people have seizures. It's just not good. Seymour saying, laugh out loud. Facts, Cowboy, but they will choose the greed of money over the people for sure. Sad times we were living in. Yeah, that's messed up. In some ways, their argument will be, well, we have no economic driver without this. No, you just want to make that money at the top. And the people at the bottom who are just scraping by with no water. Yeah, what is the morals of this? The conservative government of Alberta, you're failing. You are failing, Alberta. Conservative government. That's right. Cowboy's saying, that shit makes me very angry. Sheriff, good luck. DAP. That's right. There you go. And he's saying a silver and gold platinum army. There you go. I like this army you guys are talking about. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. David's saying that's a neat little emoji. What is that thing, Seymour? Yeah, what is that guy? Let me try and describe him real quick. That is a thinking man with a cap. Thinking man with a cap and a little pencil. He's like, I'm going to write this in. He's like, I don't know. Yeah. Cowboy's laughing. David's laughing. Seymour said, not too sure. It looks like a soldier. Okay, yeah, he makes me look like a little hip hop guy who's got a little hat and he's writing rap lyrics or something like that. That's what it looks like to me. Let's see. Seymour's got what is that emoticon? What is that emoticon, Cowboy? That's some dancing guy. He looks psychedelic. He looks like he's kind of like an alien. He's got some weird sideburns. And he's got a circle shirt on. What is that, Cowboy? Me interpreting YouTube emoticons is kind of funny sometimes. Carlo's here. Good morning, Carlo JS. Morning, Raptor Freak family. Good morning to you, Carlo. And on this note, Let me do the Leo life tip for today. Leo Routens, voice of the Raptors. He taught Canada basketball. We love Leo. And we're going to hear his life tip for today. He's saying, once you learn how to be happy, you won't tolerate being around people who make you feel anything less. Boom, goes the dynamite. Once you feel your self worth, once you feel the level of happiness and contentment, when you see somebody coming to disturb your peace and your happiness, and you're like, no, 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 step back. No, 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 no. I'm not letting you invade my space, my vibes, my energy with that kind of stuff. No, 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 no. You put that safeguard up. You put boundaries in your life and you figure it out. And that's what I'm saying. Listen, you want to be happy. You know how to keep happiness. Well, some people come and take your happiness. Well, you just don't hang out with them anymore. That's just how it is. Thank you for your life tip, Leo. And I know the friend of Leo is always coffee. That's right. He will never say that, coffee is messing up my life. No, the coffee is a part of the happiness. That's right. Let's see. Seymour saying, what's up to Carlo JS also. Kareem's here. Happy Father's Day. Belated Father's Day to you, Kareem. Full ass. He's saying happy belated Father's Day to all the great fathers out there. Sorry I wasn't able to join yesterday. I was too busy hanging out with the robots at Denny's. So you were at Denny's yesterday again. See, this is the thing. Kareem's had a Sunday morning Denny's kind of thing that he's had going on. If there's a special event, they're going to Denny's and they're eating at Denny's on a Sunday morning. And I guess they went to Denny's yesterday for Father's Day and the robot brought them their food. Did you tip the robot some nuts and bolts and screws? That's what I wonder. If there's going to be robot servers at some point, are we tipping them like things from our toolbox? Seriously, I don't know how it works. Maybe they're like Bender. They need cigars and booze. I don't know. We'll have to figure this out as time goes. How are we tipping these robot servers? This maybe have to be a special report one day. I don't know. That's silly. All right, let's keep going. Good morning to you, Kareem from Carlo. And Cowboy saying, alley-oop, Kareem. Happy belated Father's Day, bro. There you go. I love to hear that. I love the camaraderie of the Raptor Freak family and how things go here. And Kareem is just the rich get richer. This guy is at 159 with the dunks. Always love to see Kareem getting the dunks. Our dunk champion like Vince Carter. Let's see. All right, let's see. Seymour saying, look at the muscle. Denny's waiters, the robot waiters. Yeah, I don't know what this trend is, robot waiters. I mean, the robot ain't coming out there and writing down on a pad what you want. There's still a human person taking the order. It's just the robot rolls out. It's like that robot that Rocky had in his movie. Hey, Adrian, where's my robot server? Hello, Rocky. Yeah, or there was like an 80s movie. I think it was Winning Time or something. And they had some 80s party when there's all these drugs, and there was a robot that had all the drugs in it. He's like, I have the drugs. He's like a drugs robot. I don't know. These robots, why do they look like 80s Radio Shack robots, just like blown up on a bigger proportion scale? You know those little robots you used to get when you're a little kid, little cheap-ass robots at Radio Shack and the mall? You bring it back, and like the battery would die within 5 days of having it. Yeah, and it would be like just a robot that goes... Yeah, it's like they just blew them up and they made them into waiters in our restaurants now. It's like those Radio Shack robots. It's really weird, man. Really, really weird. Why are we talking about robot waiters again? I did have a robot waiter recently myself. I guess it was a topic we've talked about. Kareem had a robot waiter yesterday. Really weird, guys. Really, really weird. Good to see Mischief, the baseman. Cowboy saying, what's up, baseman? Hope you and your goodie. Why you delete your comment? And let's see, maybe you didn't write it right, and we're going to read it now. So Mischief is saying, if Zach or Kel-El ain't available, I would draft 6'11", 19-year-old Tyler Smith. Those G League stats look too good to pass up on. 22.3 points, 8.3 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 1.5 blocks, 1.3 steals, a 36% three-point shooter. So this is a checks off the boxes player. And I agree. I like Tyler Smith. Jay, you've been bringing him up a couple times recently, and I agree with you. You've actually argued this point to me, and I agree with you. Tyler Smith's going to be one of my 5 to recommend for drafting this season for the Raptors. I don't know. Kel-El's fallen off my list because I've heard some bad things about his personality recently. So I don't know if I'm as high on Kel-El at this point, but I'm definitely still high on Zach Edey. And Tyler Smith, yeah, those guys are probably 2 of my 5 right there. Yeah. James is saying, I agree. Tyler, if no Edey. Yeah. I mean, I really keep saying this. There's some Tyler Smith that looks like Nicholas Claxton. And we really covet and like the player type of Nick Claxton. Well, Tyler Smith could be similar to him in some ways, maybe with a little bit more of a 3. Mr. saying this draft is going to be win-win for us Raptor freaks. There we go. I like that attitude. He's got the little guy with the pencil too. Beautiful. I love it. The little guy with the pencil. The little guy with the pencil. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jay's endorsing this. I like your positivity about this draft. I trust in Masai. I know Bobby's smart. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. Monique saying the Raptors draft hat came out yesterday. Yeah, that picture of that hat. That hat was the style's a weird. The draft hat. I guess that's the hat they're gonna give to the draft pick and to put on their head after they do. Why is it brown? That's what I'm wondering. That's never been really a color scheme for our team, that color brown. So seeing the draft hat, thank you, Monique, for sharing it in our Raptor Freak Facebook chat, where you get all the news at the moment from Monique, Trevor, and I, and Isaac and other people. I don't like that hat. I'm going to be honest, Monique. I don't like the brown in it. It's never been really a color around the Raptors. Now, is this signaling that we're going to have more brown around our color scheme this season coming up? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I'm not big on that hat, Mo. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. David's saying, is Tommy Duke in the house? Probably, maybe not. Tommy's not saying this. You know, Tommy's real busy. It's the summer season and he's in landscaping work. So he's got to be out there with his crew doing what he does to make that money. And sometimes, you know, Tommy's West Coast, so over there it's like 7:30 in the morning for him. So, you know, when we get Tom in the chat, that's the best. When we don't, yeah, we miss him. But we love our Raptor Freak chapter president on the West Coast, Tommy Duke. That's right. All right, we got a new name in the chat. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Welcome to the Raptor Freak live chat. I read every single comment every morning. You say morning to me. And every morning, 9:30 a.m., we meet as positive Raptors fans who love our team, want to win more Larry O'Briens, believe in this team. We're not taking the negging and all the toxicness around the fan nation, whether it's on social media, from the media, or whoever. We are the positive fans that stand by our team and Messiah no matter what, and we want the good things to happen. So, Daniel, welcome, and I look forward to more comments from you. Any kind of questions, any kind of comments you want to make, fire away. That's what this channel is all about. I appreciate your subscription. All right, David's saying, haha, no, Peter wasn't even with me for that card. He's usually not around when I'm on the stream. I wonder how you figured it out, David. In some ways, I want to see. He's saying I would research ahead of time and make notes, like studying for an exam. So during trivia, I never actually had to Google anything technically. So that's crazy. I don't know how he knew who the topic would be. I guess he would speculate and figure it out because I stopped making it known who the topic was. Maybe in the beginning, I kind of showed the picture and he could kind of like, oh, that's who it is. And then boom, he'd go look at their Wikipedia and he'd know the questions that I was going to ask. I'm sure Amit's done the same thing. Fiercey's done it too. I'm sure people have gone and looked at Wikipedia's and found the middle name, found the how much money they make, found all the draft pick and who drafted them, the regular questions that I would ask. There was a template to how I did classic Jurassic trivia. And in some ways you could figure it out. Well, you could do what David did and get a study sheet and be ready. Yeah, Fiercely saying, Celtics fan too cocky. I need the Mavs to get another win tonight. Yeah, me too. And this one's in Boston. Of course, they're playing tonight, Game 5. I've got your ref report real quick. The referees for tonight's Game 5 in the finals will be Zach Zarba. He's the crew chief. Referee John Goebel. Umpire Bill Kennedy, our favorite. And the alternate is Courtney Kirkland. And the replay center will be James Capers Jr. I want to say this crew for tonight's finals was the crew for the first game of the finals. And I do believe that this is the premium team right now for the NBA. These are the top 3 refs in the NBA in the eyes of the referee community. Zach Zarba, John Goebel, and Bill Kennedy. I'm serious. I really do feel like they rank them that way. Like they give the first game 1 is the top 3 in the whole entire league. I think that's how they do it. And these guys have come around. They have 4 crews for the finals, and they've had 4 games, and they've each done a game. And now this is the second time coming around. So it's Zach Zarba, Bill Kennedy, and John Goebel are the top referees in the league. Yeah, I'm with you on this. Celtics Nation is going to get obnoxious. Celtics Nation is going to be all big in their britches. In some ways, Lakers Nation is pissed off because they've been tied 17 championships, and they don't want to break that tie in some ways. Whoever breaks it has bragging rights over the other nation. So there's a really interesting article on ESPN of former Lakers really, really rooting for the Mavericks right now because they just don't want to hear that trash from their opponents from their eras. People like Michael Thompson, the father of Klay Thompson, who played for the Lakers against the Celtics, saying, I don't want to hear nothing from Cedric Maxwell. If the Celtics win their 18th title, Laker Nation will be hearing it. And that's part of it right there. So Laker Nation is very much wanting the Mavericks to pull off a feat that nobody has ever done in the NBA history. And yeah, I'd like to see them win tonight. in Boston, just to, yeah, a little bit of scariness, because obviously that game the other day when the Mavericks won, that was scary to Celtics fans in a way, but also kind of like, well, we'll get them next time. Yeah, we'll see tonight in Boston, game 5. Kyrie saying he wants to come in and silence the Boston crowd and do better in that arena. He finally beat the Celtics, finally, after losing to them so many times in the recent years. So, yeah, very, very interesting stuff. I'm with you on this. They need to be knocked down a peg. Celtic Nation is getting big for their britches right now. That's right. David's saying it's Dallas in 7. Adam needs to do something to create excitement around the league because we're all falling asleep during these playoffs. I mean, I can see this. I mean, if that's the script, I love it. Go ahead, write that script, Adam Silver. If that is what happens, that'd be fantastic. Luka Doncic will become a new legend. In some ways, he'd miss Slovenia in the qualifier, but he would become a bona fide legend in the NBA for doing something that nobody had ever done before and carrying his team, leading his team back from an 0-3 deficit. So, yeah, if you want to really write some crazy new storylines out of Silver, who knows what could happen. But the Mavericks have to have the juice to hold off the Celtics and beat them 3 more times. And that may be a tall order. As Leo Routon said, it's hard to beat any team 3 times in a row, let alone 4 times in a row. Yeah. Let's see. David's also saying history is in the making or being written rather by Adam Silver. History will be made this year. I mean, some people are joking that the NHL and the NBA are like kind of like running the same script because the finals are in the same predicament. The Oilers coming back and fighting off, getting swept by routing the Florida Panthers in Game 4. Yeah, in some ways it's weird. What if there's some weird thing where both leagues have this crazy comeback on both leagues? Like if the Oilers come all the way back, it's not likely both will do it. It's really, really not likely. But if it did happen this year, wow, that'd be crazy. If the Oilers and the Mavericks are the champions at the end of these playoffs, it'd be crazy. Yeah. Yeah, see, Daniel's saying, and Daniel Sports Highlights is saying Mavs in 7. There he's praying for it. He's like praying for it. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. In some ways, I am. James is saying Tyler Smith could be Lamar Odom 2.0. That's an interesting comparison. I don't know. Does he have the passing chops that Lamar had? Because in some ways, Lamar is, he's a weird player. He gets a lot of bashing because of his stuff with the Kardashians and his own personal problems. But Lamar Odom, early career with the Clippers, he was a prospect and he was a talent. And there are certain sides to him that are like really special that are underrated in the NBA's history that people don't talk about enough as far as with Odom. So I wouldn't say this comparison is good because in some ways, I don't know. I don't see that in Tyler Smith. Maybe partly because he needs to fill out his body more muscular. So Lamar had some muscle to him and he's a little bit shorter than Tyler Smith also. But I mean, if he can be passing and doing the all-round thing that Lamar Odom, a young Lamar Odom, was doing, I'm all about it, James, for sure. David's saying, "Morning, Daniel. You are a Mavs fan or just hate the Celtics too?" Daniel's saying, "Lakers fan, but I like Dallas." There you go. See, I'm telling you, Lakers Nation is really, really, really not wanting Boston to get this 18th championship. And in some ways, I'm with you guys. In some ways, I really am with you guys. Now, what could happen is Celtics win the championship this year. There's really going to be a strong push around Laker Nation to even that real quick. And some people are saying from Laker Nation already, well, the Celtics are kind of together to try and keep going. And they may get more championships and get more of a lead over the Lakers. So Lakers Nation is kind of worried. In some ways, I would tell Laker Nation, let LeBron leave so y'all can start getting better again so y'all can catch up. LeBron will not help you get a championship. It's just at a point where it's a mess. And in some ways, y'all need to go post for LeBron sooner so that you can actually start rebuilding and build in a healthy way towards a championship. In some ways, LeBron in LA got that weird championship in the bubble, but he's not going to get another one. In some ways, he stands in his own way in a weird kind of way. It's so weird. It is so weird. But once again, Daniel, thank you for participating and being here. Oh, Tommy's here. He's saying, I'm just listening. Okay. Tommy does that sometimes. He's a producer. He's a behind the scenes guy a lot of times, and he's behind the scenes today. That's right. David's saying, Lakers fans, sorry to hear that. It must be painful. No, David, in some ways you can't say that. That nation is storied in history. It has so much in it. There's so many great icons. It's rich with all kinds of stuff. And listen, the one thing I will say about Laker Nation that I don't envy is their fan base is so toxic. The Raptors Nation has been like Laker Nation in recent years, but I'm trying to clean it out. Just call me the pill bug of Raptors fan base, as far as I'm coming in to get that heavy metal toxicness out of the Raptors fan base by being more positive and standing by your team the right way. There's over speculation. There's overlooking at the Lakers by Lakers Nation. And in some ways, that's part of the problem. There's no patience and they want to change things too quickly. In some ways, I don't agree with them switching their coach so often. I think Darvin Ham was fine, but I get it. Y'all got to change your coach every 2 years and not get anywhere. It is what it is. The impatience of Lakers Nation is part of the problem with them not getting success right now. And they need to chill out, honestly. The media also. They put them so much under a microscope and too much on blast to the point where it annoys everybody else around the league, because in some ways the Lakers are not deserving of being on the forefront, like Charles Barkley said. It's like, why are we showing the Lakers all the time? They lose a lot. They're not a good team right now. In some ways, they got to figure their own stuff out in the shadows and come back and rise to prominence. But because they're such a marquee team, they're so popular, they can't get out of that spotlight. In some ways, that's a detriment to them. Now, we're going to get buried because everybody's not going to want to pay attention to us and think that the Raptors are going to suck. And meanwhile, while we're in the dark and nobody's paying attention to us, we're actually retooling and rebuilding and coming back stronger because we're not overanalyzed and overexposed by ESPN like the Lakers are. Does that make sense? Because I feel like that's a big, huge part of the problem with the Lakers. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, and a lot of them are keyboard warriors that are sitting on the other side of the screen. Yeah. There you go, Laker fan. There you go. I really appreciate you being here, Daniel. Seriously. Let's see. Tommy's got Zach Edey on blast. Yeah, I love that Zach is not going to go to the green room for the draft. He's like, I'm good. I'm going to go and hang out with my Purdue teammates from my college career. There you go. Dap to Tommy. That's right. All the good stuff. What is that one, Tommy? You have another weird emoticon. It's a little purple guy with a box. He's like, box power. Box power. Tom's like, box power. Daniel's laughing. It's recently the Lakers have been kind of tough there's different eras of Lakers that are tougher and better. Obviously, Shaq, Kobe, Lakers, awesome. Magic and James Worthy, awesome. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, sure. But yeah, there's been periods where, and the Celtics have had them too, where there's been really bad years for the Lakers and Celtics, and they've been kind of not one of the top teams. And that's just how it is. The NBA is a cyclical league of winning and losing, and it's natural for teams to go up and down. The Spurs are in a natural down right now after a very good long run of success around Duncan with Popovich. So it's just how it is. It's just how it is. Yeah. David's asking, have you guys hired a coach yet? I can't remember. Well, right now the leading front runner is JJ Redick. Now that Dan Hurley has turned down the Lakers job, there's more and more buzz that JJ is actually getting really seriously considered to coach the Lakers next season. In some ways, I don't agree with this. If I was a Lakers fan, I'd be like, let's not do this just to try and be hip or kind of be flashy. We want somebody really good, and JJ's not proven. JJ is a podcaster. JJ's an analyst. In some ways, maybe he could be a coach, but the Lakers need to be careful. They could be doing what the Brooklyn Nets did with Steve Nash. And that's the thing. In some ways, these guys are good players, great point guards in the league. Steve Nash, a two-time MVP, but he couldn't handle the egos of some of the players that played in the league while he was there. That's the thing. JJ Redick has played against some of the guys that are on the Lakers team. And in some ways, sometimes the respect's not so good, is what we learned in Brooklyn with the experiment with Steve Nash. And I would say that maybe a similar situation happens in LA if they do hire JJ Redick. It may not be LeBron because they're podcast buddies, but it could be one of the other vets on that team. It's not, and they may not be that important, so they may get shipped out. So we'll have to see. Tommy's saying, let's go Mavs. Yeah, I think that's the sentiment around this channel and a lot of places too. Monique is saying, fans are saying it's beige in reference to the Raptors draft hats. Also, some fans hate the rebranding. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like when we switched to this logo originally. I thought this logo was ridiculous. It's like, what is this circle with these weird things on it? But it's grown on me. It's very much grown on me as the Raptors logo. Sometimes things just seem kind of alien or foreign in the beginning. You got to get used to them. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I'm okay with this now. And the reason why we switched to this logo is because for making hats and shirts, the Raptor dinosaur logo is too intricate and too many colors and too hard to replicate in a cheap way. So they made us make a monocolor easier logo, like the one we have, this ball with the claw across it kind of marks. Yeah, so that's why we switched our logo, is for merchandising to be easier to cheaper to be made, because the Raptor logo was harder to print and put on all over stuff. So I hated this logo at first. I don't know. I just don't think brown or beige is a color that's been associated with the Raptors at any time. We've been associated with so many colors at this point. We started out with purple and white and black, and we've gone to red and gold and yeah, we've got a lot of different colors for the Raptors at this point, and I don't know if I want to keep adding them. It seems like we should just have standard colors for our franchise. Seriously. G's here. Good morning. Season 1 champion G is here of our Raptor Freak Trivia. Good morning. Dropping in to say hi. Let's go Mavs tonight. Let's go Raptors forever. Let's go Raptor Freak family. There you go, G. Always good to see a great Raptor Freak from the beginning, a day oneer. G, my guy, he got the JYD practice jersey signed in his first season as the champion of the season 1 of the trivia. Yeah, I hope G's just doing great and has a great week this week. Sergeant Wayne Strainer is here. Good to see Wayne. Love you, David, but NBA Finals is done tonight. There's no competition there, freaks. We can't wish wins. When a team is talent deficient, it manifests. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see, Wayne. I think Wayne might be right. The Celtics got that embarrassment of the blowout in Game 4. And they're not going to mess around. They're going to make sure they get it tonight. That may be right. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to be ready for whatever happens. In some ways, I won't be watching. I won't be paying attention to Celtics celebrating if they win tonight. I won't watch the parade. Our parade will probably be better. Who knows? Maybe their parade will have a good amount of people. We can gauge it if they have a parade later this week. Hopefully they don't. But we'll have to see. Wayne does seem like he's probably more realistic about things. I mean, they are in Boston at home. And they probably do want to just win it tonight. So we'll have to see. They want to win it in front of the home fans. If they don't win it tonight, well, they got to go back to Dallas in Game 6. And winning it on the home, the other team's court isn't as fun as winning it at home. That's just how I wish our championship had happened at home myself, too. So let's see. David's saying, well, that's true, Wayne, but there's always a chance when Scott Foster's around. Yeah, it's Zach Zarba. Zach Zarba, I don't know. He's as extender as Scott Foster extending a series. But yeah, Zach Zarba, Bill Kennedy, and John Goebel. That's the top-notch refs in the league. Nameless saying, got a day off, and there's no other people I would like to spend the morning with. Let's fucking go. There you go. Paisano is here saying, what's up? And he's really, really happy to spend time with his Raptor Freak family, not at plumbing school today. You know what? We love you, Nameless, and it's cool that you got a day off today. It's really good to see you. And David's saying, Il mio humo. That's right. Nameless is laughing about that. I don't even know what I said. Trevor J saying, Klay Thompson unfollowed all Golden State social media platforms. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a real telltale sign. In some ways, this is the way players signal that things are changing, when they start wiping their social media accounts. And Klay Thompson wiping his media accounts of Warriors stuff and unfollowing Steph Curry is very big deal. That's a very telling thing about the flux that the Warriors roster's in for the summer. So that's very interesting. And I'm sure Laker fan Daniel is not upset to hear about the Warriors dynasty starting to crumble and change finally at this point. Daniel, thank you for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that, my guy. I was very appreciative. It's going to go towards my new studio that I'm building outside that we're going to be in soon. This is not the normal wall for me. This is the rustic cottage wall, but there will be a new studio wall, and I'm hoping it'll be a green screen wall where I can do all kinds of cool tricks behind me with the green screen stuff. I don't know. We're going to get into this. Channel's always evolving, and there's going to be some fun stuff. So thank you for the $2. I'm going to definitely put it towards the good stuff coming up. David's saying, that's awesome, Daniel. There you go. Dab. See, there you go. I want us to be friendly. We're Raptors fans, but we're NBA fans too. And we have a big NBA family of all kinds of fans from all nations. We've had Philly fan in here recently. Of course, Raptor and Philly fans going to have some problems, but we're able to coexist and talk at a mature level. In some ways, this is what society needs more than ever, is the meeting of differences and people that may not necessarily get along or not have the same rooting interests, but treating each other like with respect and as humans. There's too much divisiveness that makes people like, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't believe anything you say because you're just not the same thing as me, MAGA. You know, that bullshit. So, you know, in some ways in sports, we could teach how to cross barriers again. The competition of the Olympics this summer and what it stands for as far as nations coming together and competing peacefully instead of war. You know, that's what I'm talking about. And I love having fan of other teams come in here and interact with us just because of this. The exercise of crossing lines of division is what this country and this continent and this world needs more than ever. Seriously, especially in a political year in the United States. Holy crap. Holy crap. There you go. Yeah, Trevor's saying ESPN prediction for tonight, it will be a game 6. You said game 6. Whoa. Is this going to be like a rated one? Is this on pay-per-view? Is this on Cinemax? Is this on Cinemax? It's like Trevor says it's going to be a game 6. I don't know what that means. Man, maybe you shouldn't bring your kids there. Anyway, I'm going to give a dunk to Trevor for writing a funny little joke, even though I know he didn't meant to. And I'm not making fun of you, Trevor. I just love that you wrote game 6. That's just funny. It's just funny. All right, 38 for Trevor J, our commissioner. That's hilarious. Let's see. Daniel saying thank you to David. And Seymour saying Mavs in 7. All right. See, there's some people who are still believing. I'm going to take it game by game. If the Mavs can win tonight, obviously I'm going to keep rooting on for them. But I'm going to take it game by game. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Let's just win tonight, Luka and Kyrie. Kyrie, do what you said you're going to do. Go in there and silence the Celtics crowd. Make that Boston Garden real quiet. The TD Garden, the Toronto Dominion Garden, real quiet. Just silence them. Make it real quiet. Scotty Barnes does that to them all the time when he goes to Boston. He makes them real quiet too. Yeah. Let's see. Fiercey saying, have to go, fam. W stream as usual. Happy birthday to Emmanuel quickly. There you go, Fiercey. And I will see you tomorrow, MJ. Good luck to you and Amit. And yeah, 10 a.m. is when we're going to start that trivia, guys. So everybody come in and compete. But yeah, do your best. Let's see. Nameless is saying, actually, they're looking to make all logos more generic and less offensive across every major sport. The Baltimore Orioles are the only franchise with any remnants of individuality left. Yeah, the new Clippers stuff where Steve Ballmer has for the new redesign of the Clippers is really weird and kind of like, it makes me think of like a J. Crew magazine, like catalog of J. Crew clothing. It's like the Clippers motif with the ship and stuff. It's like, what are you, nautical admirals or some shit? What is this, Steve Ballmer? In some ways, I get it. I mean, in some ways, it's about this again and making cheap content, merchandise, because this is easier to print than a dinosaur with teeth and eyeball and different colors on it. That's really what it is, right there. David saying, "Oh, I wasn't not being friendly with Daniel. I was just joking around. I think he knows that." He said, "Yep, okay, cool." David, I just know you're the pit bull of the channel. You are a pit bull, and I know that sometimes you can be feisty towards outsiders when they come into our channel. And I want to be more inviting to a general NBA fan and fan of all nations, other than just Raptor fan too. I mean, if people love talking basketball or the NBA, well, this is a good channel for them, even if it's more Raptors centered. You know, some people like to come here and just kind of get the information and like steal ideas like, oh, what's going on with Raptors Nation? Sometimes I feel like I say shit on this channel and then something comes out and says Raptor sources from the Raptors are saying this and this is happening. And it's kind of like something I said in the morning. I'm like, oh shit, I hope there's not somebody out there taking me as a source for the Raptors. Yikes. All right, let's keep going. David's saying, welcome to the Raptor Freak family. There you go. That's what I like, David, right there. Dap to David. I'm going to give him a dunk for friendliness. David is going to get a dunk for friendliness. That's right. We have a dunk system here, Daniel, where we give dunks to great comments. They're either funny or just great contributions. David has 118 dunks for the year of 2024. There you go. Kareem saying, I don't know who Klay Thompson thinks he is. Dude wants a max contract after going 0 for 10 in an elimination game. You're only as good as your last performance. Someone needs to give his head a shake. Yeah, there's a problem with Klay Thompson. His ego's out of control. I think he really thinks he's in a certain level of player in the NBA history that he's just not in. Seriously. Bro, seriously. Steph is MJ. You're Scotty. And in some ways, you're not even Scottie Pippen and the level of things. Seriously, you're not. Like, you got upset that you weren't a top 75 player in the history of the NBA. Why would you be? Seriously. Oh, because you have the multiple rings with the Golden State? Bullshit. You're the third banana, guy. You're a third banana. In some ways, you're not a complete player. You're a streak shooter. And I don't get it. I don't get your over-importance that you have for yourself, Klay Thompson. Get over yourself. And you thinking that you deserve that money when honestly, since you were injured and you were out for a while, you have not really fully regained your powers that you had in the prime of your career with Golden State Warriors when y'all were really rolling. So yeah, in recent years, dude, you're not who you think you are. And you know what? I don't blame the Warriors for not wanting to give you the money that you think you deserve. Because seriously, your ego's messed up. and you have a really crazy idea about your place in the history of the game. Seriously. You're not at who you think you are. You're not Steph Curry. Let's just put it that way, guy. You may be a splash brother next to him, but he's the face. He's the guy. He's the one who revolutionized this game. And yeah, you may have been next to him. You may have been along there getting the rings too, but don't ever forget that Steph Curry, and I would say maybe even Draymond Green, were more important to those championships than you were. I would say that. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Kevin Durant also. Let's remember he had a part in some of that too. Let's see. David's saying it sounds like they have since the unfollowing of the team. Yeah, who knows? Whatever. Maybe that's why he's upset. He's unfollowed them because they tell him, yeah, we're not going to pay you that. It's like Chuck Hayes laughed at him. It's Chuck Hayes, former Raptor. He's in the front office. He's like, Clay wants what? Ha 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 ha. Tell him to go get on the Chuck wagon and get the hell out of here. That's right. Chuck Hayes told him to go get on the Chuck wagon. That's right. Let's see. David's saying, no, I am Saint David. I haven't even cursed in a week. I need a dunk. There you go. You want a dunk for not cursing too? I appreciate that. I mean, we are trying to go more mainstream as far as like, well, if the powers that be are watching us, in some ways, we got to show them that we can clean up our act, Raptor Freak family. In some ways, yeah, we're degenerates who like to drop the F-bomb and say off-color things, nasty things like game sex. But, you know, it could be more of a child-friendly channel. You know, we do have teenagers watching us. You know, hey, listen, actually, guys, speaking of this, yesterday I went to my grandmother's 102nd birthday party, and my cousin's sons were there, her twins, and it was their birthday this week too. And my second cousin, I guess, Jarrett, he invited me to come play basketball with him on Saturday in Oakville. His friends rented a gym and they want more people that can play basketball to come out there. Well, I told him I'm busy on Saturday. I probably can't make this one, but if he does it again, he's going to rent a gym. I will get my truck and I'll come pick up some of y'all that want to come there as my squad and we'll go play those youngsters. Seriously. I'll come get David. I'll come get Bradley. I'll come get Kareem. I don't care. And the game will be in Oakville. So there is a possibility, y'all, that we'll have a Raptor Freak family team game against my cousin Jarrett and his youngster friends. They're teenagers. They're like 14, 15, and 16. So us old heads can come down there and show them old man strength and the way that old men play when they play basketball as middle-aged men. So if you guys want to play in this game, tell me. I'll get the dates right when he does it again. And I want to come down there with a crew and try and beat them. So seriously, we may play some basketball this summer if my cousin Jarrett continues to rent this gym in Oakville. And I will ride people out there in my new truck. I'll come pick you. I'll scoop y'all out of Toronto or wherever you're at, and I'll bring you guys out there and bring y'all back afterwards. So yeah, let's consider this. Anybody who's interested in playing basketball with me this summer against my cousin and the youngsters and teaching them some old man lessons, yeah, we'll go down there and we'll do it. That's right. Old man strength and old man fundamentals. You know about it. You used to be the young guy playing against the old man guys. Well, now we're the old guys. And now we got to go down there and do that. There you go. All right, let's see. Trevor's saying, if Dallas wins tonight, Boston fans are going to go crazy, and ESPN's going to put them on blast tomorrow. I could see that. Yeah, they're going to deride them. Maybe they're going to say more shaky things about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown about their choking in the playoffs all the time. It could be. There's a lot of that kind of talk when they fail. And that's part of the fun of a Mavericks win is that, man, the story that would be written about that Boston team would be really interesting if they did not make this. If they fail to win the championship at this point, wow, just think about the fallout and what would be said about their core. It may not be something the NBA wants to deal with, although it will really, really prop up Luka Doncic, like I said earlier. Yeah. Kareem saying at Daniel, we might have to initiate you into this chat room. What do you mean? We've never done that. I mean, we haven't gotten the orb out in a while, Kareem, as far as, oh, and doing the chanting and like the secret society initiations. You're not supposed to talk about that, remember? They was saying, I love pit bulls. I've owned 3. There you go. Yeah, David's the pit bull of the channel, a sergeant at arms, so to speak. Somebody who may come in and just kind of regulate if the meeting's out of order. Let's just put it that way. All right, Monique's got my cutoff today. She's saying W streams, W vibes. Keep at it always. Good times. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life. Raptor Freak family crew strong forever. Cut off. Survey says, that's right. All right. Thank you, Monique. As always, I appreciate your support, your spirit, and your energy, and your know-how as a super fan for our team. Davis saying, if I were Clay, I would be offended about top 75. Anthony Davis is on that top 75 list. AD. Yeah, I didn't agree with a lot of the more recent stars on there. I feel like there were more deserving classic stars that were left out and kind of disregarded in the top 75 of all time for the NBA. Yeah, I don't think Dame Lillard's a top 75 of all time. And I think it was proven by this past season. So, yeah, him being on that list is ridiculous. In some ways, I would even say James Harden is a stretch. Seriously. Seriously. Let's see. And David's dapping a nameless and laughing. Smooth saying Klay Thompson is a product of the new NBA. He's also a nepotism player because his father played in the league and he had an easier path to get in the league because of his father, Michael Thompson. That's just the damn truth. So let's see. Name was saying Klay Thompson is battling his own demons. Have a good day, y'all. I've speculated some things about Klay Thompson, his addiction, but I don't want to go into that too much. I don't know. I don't personally know him. I've seen clips of him with certain issues, but I don't want to go any further into that. Davis saying, you too, nameless, dap to him. And Mischief saying, hey, I've been working on that jump shot. I got a killer crossover jump shot. Do you come with me, big base man? Yes. Come down and play center with me and be on my squad. I will come get you. I know you have your own vehicle too. So if you can meet us there, or, you know, it'll be some gym in Oakville is where we'll be playing. Any of the West Side Toronto people, if it's easier for y'all to get there, yeah, Oakville. There may be some games this summer, and I might need the RFF to come down and be my other four and get a squad. And we'll do some of that. We the North 2K, except it's not 2K, it's real life. Yeah, it's real life. Let's go down there, Mischief, and mess them up. Let's teach those youngsters a lesson. Now, my cousin Jarrett, he might be listening. He'd be like, oh, crap. He says he's in class right now. School's not up yet. And he gets a notification when I go live. And he's like, man, I want to watch Raptors Freak, but I'm in class in school. I don't want you to get in trouble, Jarrett, so don't watch me. Don't watch me when you're in class. Now, when you're out of school soon, yeah, we'll do that. Wayne saying that Oakville offer sounds good. However, I have never played basketball in my life. I went to the park with my son earlier on and took me close to a month to make a shot. That I think I will pass. Maybe my son. Yo, Wayne, bring your son down and you can just, you know what? Maybe we'll make you our honorary coach. You know, maybe you don't have to play. That's fine. A lot of us have played and we're pretty good. There's a lot of height in the RFF. Seriously. When we have our hangouts, we're all like 6'4", 6'5" guys. And yeah, we're serious. We got some height. We're a tall team. So it could be very interesting to see us go down there. Now, Jared's saying he has only one friend that's really good at basketball. So it might not be as uneven as we think with our old, out of shape, middle-aged bodies against the youngsters, because they just may not have the know-how to kind of how to play us. They may have energy and all over the place, but they may not know how the fundamentals. And this may be very reminiscent of the current state of the NBA, where young players are not getting taught basketball correctly. And the old heads like us come down there and show them a lesson. This is how you do it right. But yeah, Wayne, I would love for you to come. And if you can't play and your son is a proxy for you, we more than welcome him on the team for sure. David saying, haha, dunk for Wayne's honesty. Yeah, for sure. We always love Wayne being here. Wayne's one of our most honest Raptor freaks. And I just really appreciate his demeanor and his sensibility as far as with competition and how he feels about things. Let's see. Smooth saying, I saw vids of Delonte West. It's sad. Yeah, the whole situation with Delonte West has been sad all along. In some ways, he's a player that maybe the NBA need to look out for a little bit more. I love what Mark Cuban tried to do to help him. Different people have tried to help him in different ways. But in some ways, addiction and problems and trauma and mental health issues can really make your life really, really difficult. So it's really sad. Heartbreaking to see what happened to him. Yeah. Carlos saying, haha, Lex, let me know. I have been playing a lot recently. There you go. See, that's what I'm saying. I can get some ringers. I'm going to Carlo JS will come down there and be a shark. We'll do some Woody Harrelson to them. I'll be Wesley Snipes. Hey, you guys think you could play us? And yeah, this is my friend Carlo. Yeah. And he comes in and he's just like, hey, what's going on? And it's like, he looks like Grady Dick, or somebody's like Grady Dick on our team like me. Just don't take him seriously. It's like, who's this goofy white guy or something like that? Lex, who is he? He can't play. And then boom, all of a sudden, Woody Harrelson, white man can't jump. That's what I'm saying. We could do a grift, Carlo. We'll come down there and we'll make them think they got something. And then we're like, oh, it's kind of like, let them win a little bit. And then, yeah, turn it on. That's how you do it. That's how they do it in pool halls. Yeah, that's what I hear. Let's see. Trevor's saying they are saying that LeBron and JJ started that podcast, and JJ was always the one supposed to get the coaching job, but they didn't want people to get mad, so they offered the job first to the other coach. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe they didn't want to make it seem like it's just the LeBron making all the decisions things. And oh yeah, my podcast partner, yeah, he'll be the coach next. Yeah, I can see that. The Dan Hurley offer kind of being kind of like, okay, we did go and exhaust other people we're trying to find. And well, JJ's the next best person. And he just so happens to do a podcast with LeBron. I can see that. I can see that. Carlos saying, need to get my blood pressure in check. Well, that's the one thing. I don't know if we can play full court. And it maybe that's how the youngsters kill us, because they're transition game. And we may be like, maybe we'll have like defensive and offensive players. Like two of us will stay at one end. And the other three, one guy will run back and forth, and two will stay at the other end. I don't know. In some ways, if we're going to play full court, we might have to watch out, because I ain't about having nobody falling out for any health reason. So maybe a half court game, maybe better for us to play. I don't know. We got to be smart. We are, in some ways, we got to be smart. We got to take it easy. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything on my tabs today. Yeah, I did the Instagram stories. Yeah, I did that. Once again, y'all check out the community tab on this channel. There's great clips from 5 years ago when we won the championship. You get to see me talk about the championship parade and being there 5 years ago, and also the fallout from our championship and all the great feelings in that fantastic summer we had afterwards, a summer of celebration, the summer of 2019, after the Raptors won their first NBA championship. So check that out. Also, real quick, actually, Fred VanVleet did a new interview back in his hometown in Rockford, talking about his first season with the Houston Rockets and his why he left the Raptors and what happened. He kind of said some stuff that maybe some Fred haters are going to fuel the fire of hating him. But I'm giving him a pass because I know what Fred meant, and he doesn't hate Toronto, and he's not against us. He just basically said, like, it was really refreshing to come to Houston this year and have new challenges with this young team and a new core, new team around him and a new coach. And then after they won the championship for the Raptors, things were tough to motivate in some ways, and things were kind of weird after that. So the renewal of the Raptors roster was very important, because in some ways, Siakam, Anunoby, and VanVleet maybe are a little bit like, we got there, and we're kind of, what do we do next kind of thing. So Fred kind of said that in an interview this weekend. And I know some people are going to say that there may be some slights towards Toronto on it, because he does kind of say it was time for me to leave Toronto in the interview. But I don't take anything, I'm very sensitive to this kind of stuff. I really stand by my team, but I'm not insulted by anything Fred said in his interview this weekend. He's just being honest and matter of fact, and he doesn't really slight Toronto or the Raptors in any kind of way. If people are trying to spin it that way or start twisting his words that way, know the truth, that he was very respectful of our team, and he's just being matter of fact. In some ways, we won the championship. Things were weird in Toronto after that, the Tampa season, blah, blah, blah. And then it was natural time for me to have to leave. And in some ways, the Rockets had a big, huge pile of money they had to spend no matter what. And Fred was the benefactor of that. And the Raptors couldn't match it. There's nothing you could do about that. There's nothing you could do about that. We're just happy Freddie's in a nice place, that he's enjoying, and that he's in good shape. So, yeah, game tonight, 8:30, game 5 of the finals. We'll have to see if Dallas can continue to extend the series. Water your WNBA teams. I had a very bad week this week. Kareem kicked my butt very badly this week. The matchups, how they went down, finally, it was Kareem beating me. Morgan came back and beat James by the end of it. It was kind of a come-from-behind victory. Cool Cat winning her second game in a row, 2 weeks in a row. And David losing to MK. So David has a losing record right now. That's weird. He's 2-3. And Fiercey winning her matchup against JP's, Reese's nieces. She is now 4-1. So, yeah, water your WNBA teams and the new matchups this week. Obviously, I'm playing Edmund. David's got Cool Cat. MK versus JP. James versus Fiercey. Morgan versus Kareem are the new matchups. All right, guys, thanks for watching me today on the Raptor Freak stream. Tomorrow, the finals, the very final game of season 3 of Raptor Freak Trivia. It will be tomorrow, and we will play it. So come and check it out tomorrow morning. It'll be fun. It's going to be very high intensity, very competitive stuff between Amit Gaming and Fiercey Salsera. So you're going to want to come and see it. Seriously. Yeah. And Trevor's saying, you all do you. Like, I like you. I like the big 3. What are you saying? You all do you. I like the big 3. All right, cool. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, Trevor J. Thanks for watching, Carlo, and everybody else. Daniel, we appreciate your new subscription and coming in and chatting with us. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 9:30 in the morning. Please like, comment, share. join the channel. The membership does have its privileges. And as always, say, let's go Raptors. Let's go Team Canada. Let's go Scotty Barnes. Let's go Darko Rajakovic. Let's go Masai Ujiri. Let's go.